everyone, welcome back to Poppin In with Alexa and Molly. I'm Alexa.
I'm Molly.
And this week we're going to get into some smear campaigns. We're going to be talking about my boy Timmy Tim. We're going to get into some casting. We're very excited. We've got a lot of topics, a lot of energy. But first of all, what are you popping with this week, Molly?
I'm popping off with something.
Okay.
So as you may have heard, Ryan Gosling was on SNL this weekend.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw
Actually, I didn't know that. Sorry.
So you just looked at me and lied?
I said it with a lot of confidence.
You did.
Too. Sorry.
That was weird.
No.
That was really weird. But okay, he hosted SNL this weekend. I love Ryan Gosling. I think he's a phenomenal actor. I think he's really hot. I think he's a great guy. Mm-hmm. I can't fucking stand when he's on SNL.
I love him on SNL, the Beavis and Butthead skit.
That was funny, kind of.
I
didn't think it was as funny as everyone thinks.
There was a sketch with Ryan Gosling
Got me really excited.
and Marcello Hernandez. Marcello?
I think it's Marcello.
Okay, anyways. Back to, okay,
well, okay, I really dislike when he hosts SNL now because I knew this was going to happen, and then it happened. Mm-hmm. I was right. But every single sketch, and I think he's a really good actor, so I don't know what this is, but every single sketch Ryan Gosling is in, he, like, breaks. Like, he's always laughing, and I find it so annoying. It's not funny. Not every sketch can be that funny. And by the way, like, the sketches that he was, like, breaking in yesterday, like, they weren't funny.
Yeah.
There was, like, one where it was, like, him and Ashley Padilla, I think, who is normally really funny. It feels like they're breaking on purpose, and that's not funny to me.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just break for the sake of, like, ha, like, so you're all, like, trying not to laugh.
There's every now and then a break will make it even funnier, but, like, if you do it too much, then you're just, like...
Then it's all of... Okay, so it all started with... Because I know I can date when this goes back to. But Ryan Gosling did that sketch like years ago with Kate McKinnon where they were coming back from like an alien. Like aliens had like kidnapped them or whatever, taken them up to their planet. And then like, it's just like Kate McKinnon's very funny in it. And Ryan Gosling is like laughing. And that was very funny because it was really genuine. But ever since then, it's like a thing where Ryan Gosling breaks during every sketch he's in. And that's like... Pull yourself together.
Okay, yeah.
You're on SNL.
I could see that.
Anyway.
I am excited to see him in Project Hail Mary, though. It's supposed to be very good.
Yeah.
You're not going to see it?
Maybe. I just don't know. Like, I don't know.
It's supposed to be very good.
Maybe I will.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. Don't get me wrong. I really like him. I don't like when he hosts SNL. I've gotten to that point.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people will both agree with me and disagree with me. I think it'll be a very divided.
Okay. I'm popping with, this is a very personal thing.
Is it positive?
Yeah.
Unlike mine.
I'm popping with my fiance, Chris, doing Dancing with the Williamsburg Stars this weekend.
Oh, that is pop culture.
I've never been so proud of him. If you guys don't know, it's literally just like Dancing with the Stars. They get paired with like a professional dancer. He's been practicing for months, and then they raise all this money for Literacy for Life and for Big Brothers Big Sisters. They raised over $60,000, I think, and they compete, and he was so nervous for it, and he did his little salsa song that you recommended, shout out you, and he did great. He got the loudest cheers, something I could never do. I'm so proud of him. He did a fantastic job. If you guys want to see him dance, he was number 6 in the lineup. Go to the Dancing with the Williamsburg Stars YouTube channel.
Yeah, that was a good plug.
Thank you.
He was really good.
He was. I could never do something like that. So
no, but he was genuinely good. It wasn't like, it wasn't like a Dancing with the Stars good where it's like they're not good.
And I'll be honest with you and y'all. I saw him sashaying around the kitchen for a few months, and I was like, I'm curious to see what this is going to look like. He killed it.
He did a full dress rehearsal for us on Monday last podcast week.
Yeah,
last podcast day.
Yeah,
twice. But what I meant by Dancing with Stars bad is like, sometimes it's like they got contestants that aren't good.
Oh, yeah.
He was actually good.
Yeah, he did very good. So shout out to Chris, friend of the pod and friend of us.
Shout out. You know who wouldn't appreciate his dancing skills?
Timothée Chalamet.
Chalamet.
Yes.
Chalamet. Okay.
Let's get into it. Because I told you before, I was like, I have some things unrelated to this to say about Timothée Chalamet.
I'm really curious.
That will shock some people.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not actually just talking about Timothée Chalamet here. I'm talking about what is potentially, like, just, like, such a lame Oscar smear campaign. Yeah. That's what it seems like to me. There's no proof of this, but it is
Okay.
You know, when you're days away from the Oscars and all of a sudden all these things are coming out about people.
Yeah.
But it's like kind of where people are like really turning on someone.
Yeah.
It feels like a smear campaign.
And you know what I'm like? They've already the Oscars voting is in, right? Like it's like
yes, it's closed.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I keep seeing all these things about like Timothée Chalamet's odds for winning the Oscars has gone down, and I'm like,
they are closed.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I think like I don't know when they closed, and I do think it was starting to get that way before. I don't know, but I do just feel like this is one of the most like unpredictable Oscars races in history, like in recent history at least.
Yeah.
And it's like the actors who I felt like were front runners for a while. It's like I don't know anymore. People are suddenly turning on them.
Yeah.
And so I've felt that way lately with two actors, and they're both front runners for, you know, lead actor and lead actress.
Yeah.
Best actor and best actress. And so it's making me really believe in Oscar smear campaigns. I don't normally, I mean, I don't know for sure. And you're right, like the voting did close. So still, but it's just interesting.
So give us a little context.
Yeah, I was going to.
Oh, no.
Don't worry.
I was teeing you up.
I know.
I was putting the golf ball on the tee, ready for you to hit it out of the park.
Okay, so if you hadn't heard, Timothée Chalamet is being absolutely dragged right now by the masses.
I think he rightly should, for other reasons too. But anyway.
So, okay, yeah, I'm curious. What you are saying. So he is being like, you know, he's facing a lot of backlash right now for some recent comments he made during an interview. It was during a CNN Variety conversation from 2 weeks ago, I might add. That's just now kind of going viral, but it was with Matthew McConaughey. It was in a conversation with Matthew McConaughey where he said, I don't want to, Timothy said this, I don't want to be working in ballet or opera, things where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive even though no one cares about this anymore. And then he quickly said, all respect to all the ballet and opera people out there. I just lost 14 cents in viewership. Damn, I just took shots for no reason. I can hear his laugh.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Here's the thing is like, I always think of Timothée, like I'm a big Timothée Chalamet fan, but I also get cringed out by him sometimes because I know he is a actor who loves the idea of being famous. He just also, I think, happens to be very talented, luckily. But I think about that story that went around from when he was in high school where it was like they were in like Times Square or whatever on a field trip and he asked people to like pretend to come up to him and like sign autographs or whatever.
I thought you were going to say where he spread chlamydia
or whatever. Yeah. Also not a great story for him.
No.
But and so like I'm like I could see him viewing like an art form. Like he doesn't seem like the type who's going to pursue an art form unless he's going to get like attention and love for it. Not that you don't in those other art forms, but it's not like, you know, you're not going to be a household name maybe.
It's interesting to me because okay, and I'll get into this a little bit more because I do have more to say on that. But he got a ton of backlash for those comments, especially in the opera and ballet community.
Yeah.
Imagine
if he was like, I don't want to be like podcasters. Then this would be an anti-Timothée Chalamet. So I understand their anger.
Chalamet. So the Seattle, the Seattle Opera posted something like, use promo Chalamet for 14% off select seats for their performance of Carmen. And then the Metropolitan Opera posted a video on their Instagram, all respect to the opera and ballet people out there. And then the Royal Ballet posted on their Instagram this like kind of long caption sort of celebrating what they do and how people gather every night for music and storytelling. And they said at the end of the caption, they literally tagged Timothy and said, if you'd like to reconsider, our doors are always open. It got a little, sometimes I hate when things get just like so, like where it's like, okay, everybody calm down. Like, but the thing is, it's not the first time he's said something like this.
Really?
So in 2019 on the Graham Norton show, he said, he was talking about cinema and he said, I was getting kind of scared when I was younger that maybe it was becoming like opera or something, like an outdated art form. And later that year, he echoed something like similar. He said, you start working on movies and you start acting and I start to get the sense that opera or ballet or something is kind of a dying art form. Like what? And here's the weird thing. His mother and grandmother were both like professional dancers. So his mother was a ballet teacher for years. And so I just find it interesting that he has this, like he makes comments specifically about ballet.
Yeah.
When it's like, because he's talked about being backstage at the New York City Ballet. Like he seems to have respect for it. So it's just weird that he's criticize, like, and here's the thing. I don't think he meant exactly what he said.
Yeah.
I don't think he was saying that those things are irrelevant, even though it is how it sounded.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I do think he's wrong. Like, I think it's a little bit more niche and not as mainstream as cinema, obviously. But I would not call it dying or, like, we're keeping it alive.
Yeah.
I mean, they're filled every night. Like,
people have different interests.
I love the ballet.
Yeah.
Like, I would go see a ballet show in a heartbeat.
I've been trying to go see a ballet show, and it's always so expensive.
Exactly. And I think that's...
And then it sells out, so
and,
it's like people...
And I do think that was a little bit of his point, maybe.
Yeah.
But still, it's... But what I find, like, kind of gross about his comment was, like... Why would you be criticizing other art forms? Like, that's such a weird thing to do. Just because, but you're a famous actor who makes a ton of money. That seems a little gross to me, to then, like, bash on, like, people who are really passionate about those,
right,
you know, art forms.
You know what I think about Timothée Chalamet that I think is interesting is that I think he sometimes holds this, like, weird paradox inside himself where he has the face of someone who it's like you want to put him in a Renaissance painting.
Yeah.
He has like a high culture call me by your name vibe, but I don't know if he has high culture interests.
No, I think that was what people thought of him as when he first became famous.
Yeah.
The thing is, he used to be, and I don't mean to like use her as an, like, I don't want to bring Club Chalamet into this, but I think that's what Club Chalamet first loved about him and what a lot of people first loved about him, because Club Chalamet is known for dropping people once they, usually it's once they get into relationships, but it's also when they start to become a little bit more mainstream. So right now she's like obsessed with Connor's story.
Oh,
she's starting to turn.
Yeah.
The problem is Club Chalamet is a brand, so what are you going to do? Club Story?
Story, yeah.
Which was obsessed with Michael Fassbender, and then he got married to Alicia Vikander and, like, got really more famous. And so I think, like, but my point in that is I think people really fell in love with that Timothée Chalamet, and I think he's starting to not change, but maybe show his true spirit.
So that is what also, so yes, I think, like, because he had like he has the accent on his name, you know, and it's like, oh, he speaks French, which apparently he doesn't actually speak French that well. I've heard from people online who are French, but I don't speak any French.
As someone who spoke French for years but couldn't say a sentence in it,
like,
I think it sounds fine to me.
Yeah, what am I saying? But also it's like I don't see we recently learned he's a big sports guy, which not to downgrade it, but it's like I don't think he's interested in opera and ballet. You know, like I think he is.
But again, like his family, like.
But you'd think he would be because he gives off that aura. Yeah. But I think, like you're saying, like his true colors are coming out. Here's what I'm beefing with him about right now, and I feel like people are not bringing this up enough, but it's starting to become like a little bit more. I need him to stop like pseudo appropriating Black culture. It's starting to really like be a little repulsive to me in the way, like recently, like I saw this interview with like him and Tyler the Creator where they were like talking about Marty Supreme. They were backstage and like Tyler the Creator was just talking about how like Timothy is like rapping to him like all the time while they're on set, and like how he was like getting like, you know, they were joking around, he was like getting tired of it, and then it was like I think I mentioned this on the podcast, they were like, well, what's your favorite like rap song or something, and he said like something as a joke, and they were like, really? And then he was like, no, and then he like did some deep cut to like obviously, and when I was making clips for our Zendaya Tom post earlier, and there was one from him on the set of like, or on the, what do you call it, the red carpet of Dune, where it's like he's acting normal or whatever, and then it's like Zendaya comes up in her outfit, and the way that he like turns around and does like this like like thing to her, where I'm just like, you're doing something that I don't understand why people aren't more upset about it, you know?
Yeah.
Like you are, and there's so many other examples just in like the way he's been talking, and even in the past, like the way he like dresses, the things that it is strange to me.
Yeah. And actually, so it's funny, when he first started dating Kylie Jenner, I think a lot of people were shocked, and I was like, I'm not shocked because I actually think he fits her type. A. And then B, I also, like, okay, think about the other Kardashian sisters, like, Kim was with Pete Davidson, and he acts, so at the time, I was like, I think he's more like Pete Davidson or, like, Machine Gun Kelly than we think he is.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And maybe, like, dating her has given him the freedom to be who he really is, which
Sure.
But I think who he really is maybe a white guy who does like a lot of things that maybe a white guy shouldn't be doing.
Yeah. I think so. I've always seen that. I'm glad you're starting to see this.
Yeah.
Because I've been getting like just kind of not great vibes from him for like a while now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think he's a great actor. I'm not taking that away from him.
Yeah.
But I don't love his personality. I liked him at first. He actually seemed, this is why it's like, he did seem really humble at first. He seemed nice. And I think he's someone who, you know, wants to achieve greatness, but I do think it comes off to me as like very pretentious and self-important.
Yeah.
And I don't think you need to cut down other forms of the arts to like talk about how great, you know, acting is and how great you are.
And I think like something that really burst my bubble, it was him and Emma Thompson from like Love Actually and they were on the Graham Norton couch and she made like this, I think it was like Samson and Delilah or something like that. She made a reference to it. And he like laughed and she was like, wait, do you not like, and he was like, who are they? Or something like that. And she was like, what? And even I'm who doesn't know anything about like the Bible was like, wait, you don't even recognize the names? Like, that's crazy. Yeah. And that's what I mean where I'm like, I think he's just maybe isn't as cultured as we think he is. Not that the Bible is necessary culture. It is like kind of wild. Yeah. But like, you know what I mean? Where it's like, I don't think he is caring about like opera and ballet. I think we just projected that onto his face because he had a great jawline. And that's fine if...
Right. And that's fine to like... Well, I agree with what you were saying earlier. Like, that is also an issue, too. But I also think, you know, if he's not as cultured as we want him to be, like, that's fine. But I don't... Like, it makes me sad that he's this, like, he seems really unlikable now to me. Yeah. And it's not just, I'm not hopping on, like, I know when other people pile on, it's easy to pile on somebody, but I've felt this way for a while now where I'm just like, the way he acted during the Marty Supreme press run, like, I know, because at the time I think you had talked about, you were like, I love I was like, I don't. I think it's weird. I don't think he's funny. Like, I don't know. Something about him just feels so pretentious. And I just don't see, and that I don't mind as much because I don't care if they're like humble or not, so long as it's not, because he's not being unhumble in a rude way. He's being like, I want to win an Oscar, and I'm not being like, you know. He is though. I think there was things this is now, but yeah. Well, but even when he was like, there was stuff he was saying with the Oscar where I was just like, okay, calm down. Like, I don't know. Yeah. You've been an actor since 2012. You know, okay. 2010? Sorry, earlier. You've been a notable actor since like 2017. Yeah. Like, you'll get there. You'll get your chance. I mean, it's okay to want to achieve greatness. I'm not saying that, but it's just, I don't know. There's just things there's just this vibe that he gives off sometimes that I just it just feels very self-important to me. And again, I mean, I don't know. I just, the things that you're taking down other, forms of the arts, that's gross to me. I'm curious, did you hear the story about what Kylie did for his birthday? Yeah, the Interstellar thing. Yeah, so it's like she like rented out like a special theater or something and like played Interstellar, and he was like, that was fantastic, because I guess he hadn't seen it like since it came out or something. I was like, wait, your birthday gift was you saw your own movie? I know, and I thought loved that? It's his favorite movie. And I was like, I don't... Okay. To clarify, he's in. No, it's his favorite movie. Yeah. No, I'm saying for people, like, if you don't know, he's also in it. He's in Interstellar, and I find that really interesting. I don't know if, like... I don't know who would say that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But maybe, you know what, actually, this would be, if you were in movies like Interstellar, Dune, The Odyssey, whatever, you're one of those stars, it's like, I don't know, I'm in some pretty good movies. Yeah. But I just personally, I'm not an actor, but I would be one of those actors who's like, I never watch my work. Because I wouldn't be able to sit through a movie of myself. No, I'd be Adam Driver in that way. He gets up before every premiere and just leaves the room and then comes back. Really? Okay, I will say I would have to watch a movie through once at least. I would be at the premiere. I wouldn't be rude and leave, but I would be super uncomfortable. Yeah.
Especially,
I don't think it wouldn't be my favorite movie. Like, I wouldn't have seen it enough for it to be my favorite movie.
Yeah.
So
this
was
like
weird.
An anxiety thing of me, but like whenever I'm watching a movie, there's like a sex scene or like a kissing scene or something like that. I always think, how does the actor feel being at the premiere?
I know.
And knowing that.
And their wife is right next to them or their husband.
Or just like knowing that whole theater is watching you do that. And it's
that
like,
too, but I just always think of when they're like, yeah, my mom was there.
Yeah.
But okay, here's the thing about the Kylie Jenner thing that actually bothered me more than that was him. This was little, but he was saying, I forgot which one of them was telling the story, but they were saying that like on the way there, he was in a really bad mood because he was like, I don't know where. I'm like, your girlfriend's celebrating your birthday. What do you mean you're grumpy? Like, what?
I don't know.
I couldn't picture him being grumpy either. But
yeah,
I was just like, that's kind of rude. Your girlfriend's clearly taking you to something to celebrate your birthday.
Right. Yeah.
I just thought that was rude. I don't know. That bothered me. Anyway, I'm really not piling on here. This is actually how I've felt for a long time. And sometimes I'm like, I feel validated when other people are starting to sort of see that. But I genuinely, like, I thought those comments, I think it was maybe taken out of context. And I think he'd probably, I don't know if he meant it the way that it's blown up. I don't know if like the opera accounts needed to like get involved, even though it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But I do just think, I'm like, maybe be careful what you say. This is why Leonardo, and it comes with time, I think. Leonardo DiCaprio apparently has like the funniest personality ever, but you would never know from his interviews because I think he's very careful about what he says. He just like doesn't speak. And I think we've got to like,
you know what?
Get to that point.
But also at the same time, so there's this British podcast I listen to, Straight Up, and they either do or used to work at like British Vogue or something. I don't know. They're journalists. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about how there's not any like real celebrity interviews anymore because celebrities never want to do the interviews unless they have like pre-approved questions. Like it's all safe answers, whatever.
Yeah.
Because they know anything they say gets like torn up like in the press and online and whatever. And I'm like, that is true, and it's frustrating because, like, I get my Vanity Fair and I read the celebrity article, like the big interview every month, and I'm always like, I've learned nothing about this person, actually. Like, every single time I'm disappointed. So it's like, I feel like we have to have a medium between, like, okay, do we want to be closed off like Leonardo DiCaprio, or do we want to be dumb like Timothée Chalamet?
So here's the thing. I think there is a medium. I think sometimes it gets taken way too far. Yeah. I think what Timothy said is not like, I don't blame people for getting mad about that and kind of blowing that up. I mean, should it have blown up that much? Because again, he didn't like kill anyone. Like it's not. But I think there is a point where it's like, okay, it's the audiences that are crazy, or it's the public that's crazy. And I'm going to get into that because it's like I was saying, it's just interesting to me that in the final days before the Oscars, all this backlash and criticism is coming out about people. Mm-hmm. And on the flip side, where I'm like, this person did not deserve this kind of backlash, happened with Jessie Buckley recently. I don't know if you heard about this.
No, I saw you put it on the notes, and
it's crazy.
Sometimes I see you put stuff on there, and I'm like, I'll let Molly take me on this journey.
Yes. So all of a sudden it feels like everyone's turning on Jessie Buckley, which this one was a little bit more ridiculous than the Timothée Chalamet thing. So Jessie Buckley, for those who don't know, she's nominated for Best Actress for Hamnet. She's one of my favorite actresses ever. And she's, in my opinion, like, you know, well, not my opinion, I think most people would say she's kind of the front runner maybe for the Oscars. But she's pissed off a bunch of cat lovers. And recently, because she said in an interview that she once gave her husband an ultimatum to rehome his 2 cats because they would shit on their pillows, apparently. And she said, it's me or the cats. Okay. It's, you know, maybe not a great look to say that. I think it was anecdotal. Yeah. She was just telling a little story. I have a hard time believing she took the cats by their scruffs and threw them out of the house. Right. I'm sure some people were defending her and saying that she said they rehomed the cats. I actually didn't see anywhere where she specifically said she rehomed them, but I would just assume they rehomed them and didn't throw them out on the street. Yeah. So let's just assume here that she's not an evil human. Yeah. It's not great.
But this feels like people grasping at straws.
Exactly. And so it got so bad, like people were literally like saying like, I was thinking about watching Hamnet and now I'm not going to, or like I wanted her to win the Oscar, but like now it shouldn't be her. And it's like crazy. She went on Jimmy Fallon and apologized for her like quote. And she talked about how she was like, I don't hate cats. Like, I auditioned for the Cats movie. Like,
yeah.
which so many people auditioned
I
for
wanted
the Cats
to
movie.
be a cat. Like,
yeah. But people are like, fuck her, fuck Hamnet. And, like, everyone's just turning on this woman because she decided to get rid of her cats. Like, I don't know. It's not that crazy.
People have done it before. And again, it's not like she took them out back and shot them. Like,
No.
she probably rehomed them.
I would assume so.
However, it does give me... Do you remember... Did you ever watch How I Met Your Mother?
No.
Well, Robin, who I'm sure you've heard, she's like the main love interest. In the beginning, each of her boyfriends had given her a dog. So she had 5 dogs.
Yeah.
And they were all from her ex-boyfriend. So she started dating Ted. And Ted, whenever he saw the dogs, all he could see were her ex-boyfriend. So he made her get rid of the dogs. I actually think about this a lot.
Oh, that's insane, yeah.
And how at the time, everyone was just like, yeah, that makes sense. And then people were watching it back and they're like, that's fucked up. You made her get rid of her dogs just because, like,
but also, how many dogs did she have?
I will say she had 5 dogs in a New York apartment. Like, that should have been maybe the reason.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But, like, the fact that it was just because it was from her ex-boyfriends, like...
Yeah.
But, I mean...
I think there's more to the story, too. It sounded... She was telling it in, like, a funny way.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, yeah, that's gross that the cats were shitting on pillows. I didn't even know they, like, did that.
You know what? Why are we focusing on cats shitting on pillows? Let's circle back to the Epstein files. Put some anger towards there. You know what I mean? Like, I think we're getting distracted by some stuff.
Well, yes.
I know they're different sides of a spectrum, but I'm like, let's.
I do think people are giving that a lot of energy. So I think it's okay to sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
To escape into another world. I don't think it's like people are giving this more energy than that.
Yeah. Well, maybe that was a bad example, but do you know what I mean? Like,
no, I agree.
Like, people
it's
doing
small problems. Like, these are like not first world problems, but these are stupid.
Yeah.
These aren't problems. And I just think it's her choice. Who cares what she did with the cats? She's not a cat hater. She just didn't want the cats.
Yeah.
I don't care. But I'm just saying, like, it's just crazy that this is what we're like. It feels like.
Yeah.
Because, okay, so I'm going to continue with this, though, but it's why I truly believe in an Oscars campaign. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. You looked like you were really...
Well, I'm thinking of, like, also comparisons of, like, it feels like they're grasping at straws. Remember Amelia Perez with What's-Her-Face who, like, tweeted all those horrible things?
But that was bad.
That was bad. So I'm like, you must really be searching if now we're on cats shitting on pillows, you know?
Yes. And that's... I mean, like, please.
Yeah.
And so now... But this is where I'm like, okay, the cat thing is one thing. This is, like... I don't know. So The Bride is... just came out, and we're probably going to see it this week.
Yeah.
But she stars in it with Christian Bale, and it's gotten a lot of mixed reviews. Some people hate it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are, like, hating on her performance, and everyone's just talking about how bad she is in it. And I'm like, I guarantee she's not bad.
Someone comments, like, a cat could do this role better.
Yeah. Listen, at least she didn't say she hated opera or ballet.
Yeah.
You know, something like that.
Exactly.
But I feel like it's some sort of, like, strategy to, like, create a smear campaign or something against her to prevent her, like, Oscar win. I don't know.
But
it's
again, I'm like, the votes are already in. So it's like, what's happening?
Yeah.
You know? And even, like, last year, Adrian Brody had that whole AI thing. He still won. I don't think he should have, not even because of the AI thing. He just didn't deserve it. But
that wasn't on. That wouldn't have been him. That would have been the movie.
But also, like, for his role in it.
Yeah, it wasn't it? He was, like, speaking. He wasn't really speaking Hungarian.
Hungarian accent they used AI for.
I don't know. I just think maybe the voting is closed, but I do think
the vibe can change.
Weird that all of a sudden, like, just days before the Oscars, we're switching it up. Everybody's turning on them. Like, and the Timothée thing, I'll go back to. I mean, his comments were weird, and I agree with what you were saying too about him. I'm been not liking him lately, but I do think it's interesting that all of a sudden we're just piling on him. I don't know.
Did that happen last year when he got, because he was nominated for?
Yeah, I think it did.
And what
that's
was,
what I think. It's
something
smear campaign.
Yeah.
Let me think.
What was, like, the
It was something.
Yeah.
God, it's crazy he's been nominated 2 years in a row.
Yeah. Wasn't he nominated for 2 movies last year? Or was Dune just nominated for Best Picture?
Oh, Dune was nominated. Yeah. And so I don't think he wasn't, but.
Yeah.
Hot take, I don't think his acting in Dune is amazing.
I do.
I think he is good in it. I don't think whatever. He wasn't nominated, so I don't know why I'm saying anything, but
as a Paul Atreides, I did like him. I feel like Paul Atreides is kind of a strange character to portray.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, okay, I can't think of anyone who would do it better.
You know what I'm going to say, though? Tom Holland is an amazing, he did ballet. And
Yeah.
so I'm like,
Actually,
good for him. That
he would make an interesting...
Yeah, I wasn't saying, I was just thinking, like, Timothée Chalamet shitting on ballet. Zendaya really picked the right guy, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because, like, Tom is out there, the performance of him dancing, the umbrella. Like,
I watch that performance all the time. It's so fantastic.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
And he's a great dancer. And it's,
And it
and I'm
shows.
sure Timothée Chalamet does not hate ballet dancers.
Yeah.
But I just think it was just a weird comment to make.
Yeah.
It came off very pretentious and
you know what? Here's what I'll say. Sure, ballet isn't like what everyone's going to do on the weekends like maybe they were, I don't know, in the 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
But also that's because times have changed. So like movies, people aren't going to see them because on the weekends as they were, 30 years ago because times have changed. There's new art forms and new things that people are interested in. So, attention is diverted. And I think that's actually sometimes a great thing because it's like you get more types of art and you can still appreciate those other forms.
Yeah, and it's just weird how many times he's mentioned it. I think that's what's weird too. It's like, okay, maybe it's not for everybody. It's not a dying.
Yeah.
However, it's given them more attention this week, so
yeah,
maybe he did a good thing.
Good luck to them. Yeah.
Good luck to them. Good luck to Timmy.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes. Speaking of some fantastic actors getting some great roles. So these are some casting announcements lately that I'm very excited about. So the first one is Aimee Lou Wood is going to be cast as Jayne Eyre in Jayne Eyre.
Sorry.
Yeah.
These are all very Alexa casting announcements, by the way.
They are. Well, so, they're big news, but yeah. And so I'm curious to see how she plays a Jayne Eyre. I've never seen her I saw her in that serious role where it was like she was a British mom, but even that, it was like not as serious as Jayne Eyre. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think she is a good choice for it, and I'm excited to see how this like grows her career. But I'm and I really love the Jayne Eyre that came out, I think it was like 2015 with Mia. She was also in Alice in Wonderland.
Mia.
It's a long Polish name, I think.
Was it Kels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked that one. So I'm curious to see.
I'm glad she's coming back into acting. She like took a break from acting.
Yeah. But also I'm glad we're doing so many like period drama, like gothic horror, romance, whatever. And I've been waiting my whole life for this resurrection. So
I love Aimee Lou Wood.
I do I'm excited for her. So the next one is like kind of a big one. Lily Collins got cast in it's going to be a movie about the making of Breakfast at Tiffany's as Audrey Hepburn.
That's interesting. I didn't know there was like a huge story to that, but
I think it's like going to be really focused on Audrey Hepburn, but I
can really see this.
Well, I've been thinking for years, I'm like, why don't we have an Audrey Hepburn biopic? And also anytime I look at Lily Collins, I'm like,
Audrey Hepburn.
It has to be her. But apparently there was a huge backlash from the what do they call Ariana Grande fans? Arianators. Because everyone was like, it should have been Ariana Grande, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I think Ariana Grande.
I could see that too, actually.
Yes, I could see that. But I do think Lily Collins, like, side by side.
Yes.
They are the same face, everything.
I'm going to say something maybe controversial to you, but I actually almost think Ariana could act, like maybe acting wise could be a little better than Lily Collins.
Maybe. I think Lily Collins, Emily in Paris has really done her acting a disservice, but I think she actually is a good actress in other stuff.
The only movie, this is weird, but the only thing I can think of that she's in was The Blind Side. I can't think of any other.
God, I forgot she was in that.
I know, and that shouldn't even be what I'm thinking of, but it just is. I'm trying to think of what else.
I think she was in that. She was in that movie about the writing of Citizen Kane.
Was she in the Mortal Bones movie?
I think she was. She was in that movie. I think it's called To the Bone. That was. I thought she did great in that. Like, I think she is a good actress outside of Emily in Paris, and I think. She's a good actress in Emily in Paris. The show is just crazy.
Yeah. I can't speak. I've never seen it. But I just think, Ariana's latest like press tour for Wicked.
Yeah.
She really looked like Audrey. I almost feel like she was trying to.
Yeah. And she had she
her.
could do the accent too, probably.
I know. That's why I'm thinking maybe it would have been a good, but whatever. I'm sure this will be good too.
Yeah, but I'm excited. Like I love Breakfast at Tiffany's. I love Audrey Hepburn. I'm excited to see it. The next one, I didn't even know they were making an adaptation, but there's a book called Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. I read this last year. It got put on the New York Times greatest books of the century so far, and I was like, I liked it, but I didn't know why. But it's basically kind of follows like the life of these people. They develop video games, and it's about like almost like this little love triangle, but also like it kind of looks into a like when you're soulmates with someone, but not necessarily like romantically type of thing, like you're like creative soulmates. And so it's really good, but I guess they're making an adaptation of it, and Daisy Edgar Jones is going to be playing like the main female character, which I think will be a good casting. She's going to have a big year. She's doing that. She's doing Sense and Sensibility. She's going to have a big, she's booked. Get it?
Do you think she's a good actor?
I never saw Normal People, which is, I read the book and I meant to watch the show, but it was too late for me. But
I think every time I see her, because there's something where what is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow about? What'd you say it was?
It's about like these video game developers.
It's not yeah. So there's one, yes, okay, then I know. I was listening, I promise. There's another one, I was just trying to get my memory jogged. There's one where she's about to play a pop star, like a super like vivacious pop star with like a huge personality. Like that's how it was described. And I was like, Daisy Edgar Jones is the one you chose for that? To me, she's so like, I've never seen her really, I've never seen her out of a certain character.
Yeah.
She seems to be very one. I don't think she's bad. I just I haven't seen a lot of range for her, I guess.
What else has she been in? She was in Twisters and I saw that.
She was in Where the Crawdads Sing.
Oh, yeah. That pissed me off.
She was also in one I saw. I don't think you watched it. It had Jacob Elordi and Will Poulter in it called something On Swift Horses or something.
Oh, yeah.
Same character. Like, she's quite... I'm just going to call her kind of... Like, I'm not calling her boring, but it's like she doesn't emote a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. She just doesn't have...
She's very soft to me.
Yes. And so I just am curious to see her in different roles. If anyone disagrees and has seen her in something else and I'm just not thinking of that's like more interesting, I just feel like she always plays the same role.
How did you feel about the, not controversy, but people were up in arms because I guess Gracie Abrams like posted this picture for Paul Mescal's birthday and they were at his house and in the background he had a picture of him and Daisy Edgar Jones, just like in a frame, like I think it was like other pictures were around, like how you would have pictures in your house.
Right.
And everyone was like, oh my God, I can't believe like he has a picture with her. Because everyone thinks that he's like secretly in love with her.
It's a weird situation.
Yeah.
But I think, wouldn't they just be together? If they, I don't know what's going on there, but.
I don't think he's secretly in love with her. I think it's just one of those things. Like, people will post pictures on the red carpet where it's like, oh, look, he's staring at her. And
I know.
It's like,
when he was with Phoebe Bridgers, it was like that.
Yeah. And it's like, probably not. It was probably he just like knows her. He looked over at her, and they took, like, it happened to me when they took a picture.
It's such an awful photo, though. Can you imagine having that, like, as Phoebe? Like, can you imagine that photo being out on people always talking about it?
Yeah, I guess. But I guess it is strange, like, I don't know. Chris doesn't have any photo. Well, he doesn't put up any photos, but I'm like.
But if he had a photo on the bookshelf right there of him and a girlfriend, that everyone else commented on and was like, he seems to be in love with her. Like,
okay, then yes.
And that's the situation. That's why I'm always like, what is the deal there?
But I guess
why wouldn't they just be together?
If they're okay with it, if him and Gracie, daughter of Jay. If they're okay with it, then whatever, we have to be.
She was in that movie Fresh, which
Oh, that sounds familiar.
It's like Sebastian Stan's in it. He wasn't a cannibal. What was the movie about? I think he was a cannibal. Huh. It was interesting as a Hulu movie. It's okay.
I not a lot of about that.
She's not a lot of personality to me. I don't know. I really like her. I think she's gorgeous, but I just don't think her.
And maybe that's why I never watched Normal People, because I'll be honest, Paul Mescal, sometimes I'm like, I'm not getting a lot from that either.
I feel the same way about him.
Both seem like very nice, lovely people, and I hope the best for them in their careers.
They seem melancholy.
Yeah, like they seem like if I was in a room with them, I would have to come up with all the conversation, which I'm fine with, as you guys know, but I'll fill a silence.
I do often think Paul Mescal is miscast.
Yeah.
But then everyone talks about him in Normal People and After Sun, and those are like his
he plays
two
a good
best
brooder
roles.
sad boy.
Yeah.
That was what I will say. But anyways, so looking forward to those. Whenever they come out. I mean, these are very early announcements of all of these.
I don't love the name Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow.
I don't either.
How are they gonna promote that?
It's supposed to be like a play on, like, you know, when you play, we don't play video games, but if you did, you know how like you lose a life and then you come alive again.
So call it Bandersnatch.
There we go. Yeah, I don't like that either. Actually, I was thinking the other day, I'm very against movies, books, anything that have long titles. If it's more than 3 words, it's too much. It's too much.
It makes me like, you know, when Birdman came out, but it was like, it's called Birdman, but it's got the like other title of The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. And it's what? Just call it Birdman.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
The only time it's okay is when it's oh my god, what is it? It's like, Or How I Learned to Love the Bomb. What's that movie?
I don't know, but I think I think titles like that are cringy, where it's like, not this, because I love this show, but like The End of the Fucking World, like all, like, there's one that's like that, and it's like, I can't think of it. It's like, call me when you're done with saving the world. It's like something like that. I can't think of it. But
I was listening to this guy on TikTok. He was talking about how like movie names now are not like artistic anymore. They're just kind of just like, so that way they're recognized brand names. Yeah. So it'll be like Wake Up Dead Man, A Knives Out Mystery. You know what I mean? Or it'll be like, you know, this is the Minecraft movie. Like, it's never just like...
I don't hate Wake Up Dead Man. I think that's actually a clever title. And it's not the title. Like, I don't think that is the full title. Maybe it is, The Knives Out Mystery. But I was just going to say, I'm fine with that because it is part of a franchise.
Yeah. And maybe that's part of it. I was like, oh, that's actually true. Like, I feel like, you know, a lot of things maybe don't have like as creative titles as maybe they once did.
Yeah.
But anyway, so looking forward to those.
When I see Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, it makes me think of when I crashed out and texted you obsessively about how angry I get when I see like discussing film or like Pop Crate or whatever, like those accounts, and they put them in all caps.
Oh, yeah.
And I can just see that title being in all caps and me just being like, why is it in all caps?
I do think it's a Twitter thing. Like, I think it's like a stylistic Twitter, like, whatever.
But it makes me think that that's actually what it looks like, and it makes me angry.
I don't like all caps in any situations unless I'm actually angry.
It's just, it feels, ooh.
Yeah. But anyways,
on to another very Alexa topic.
Yeah, so I watched Jane Austen's period drama is what it's called. It's an Oscar-nominated short this year. It's on YouTube. It's 18 minutes, and it was not what I was thinking it was going to be.
Really?
So I saw it like two days before I went to this Jane Austen talk last week from this woman. Her roller derby name is Stone Cold Jane Austen.
That's funny.
Yeah.
What roller derby?
She does roller derby.
Okay.
As well. Anyways,
really cool.
And she was talking about what, like, I was like, oh, it's a movie about like Jane Austen period dramas, right? It is about periods. But it takes place in like as a Pride and Prejudice type of setting. Yes. And so it is actually very cheeky. So all the characters have like little, like, there's like Sir Dickley and like Lady, like it's cleverer than that, but you know,
Sir
like,
Dickley,
like stuff like that, which is very funny. But it starts out where it's like, you know, they do like the big sweeping image across like the English countryside, and then you see these two characters, and it's like the guy gets down to propose, and he sees like blood on her dress, and he's like, will you? And then he just goes, blood? And she's like, what? And he's like, are you injured? Are you okay? And she's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, oh no, it's just fine. And then he's like, we have to get you to a doctor, and like picks her up, and like they go back to the house with their family, and it's this whole thing where they're trying to decide. They're like, okay, maybe we just like cut your leg open so that way like it seems like, you know,
oh my God,
you've injured yourself. And she's like, why can't I just tell him that it's my period, or my, what do they call it, like my monthlies or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were like, you can't tell him that. He's a man. He doesn't know anything or whatever. So it's just like a funny little like,
yeah.
I was surprised he got
Sounds
nominated
cute.
for an Oscar, but then I was
Really?
like, I don't know anything about like the short film category, so I don't know.
Did you think it was better than the one we watched?
Yes.
God, I did not. So we watched, it was after a podcast recording a couple weeks ago. And on Netflix, they have one. I forgot what it's called, but it's nominated for.
I think it's called The Singers or something.
The Singers, yeah, something like that. And it's nominated for best like short film at the
Yeah.
Oscars. We're like, oh, great. And it's like, 17 minutes or something. It was not, I didn't like it. I didn't think it was Oscar worthy. Like, I thought that was weird.
It's just like men sitting in a bar and they have to like, they're trying to sing for their beer. So they just like will start singing and break out in song. But you don't find out anything about any of the, like, there's not a lot of dialogue. The setting is cool. Like, it's shot very nicely.
And there's like a powerful moment at the end, but I didn't feel anything from it personally.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like, well, I just didn't, because I didn't feel like we really connected with the characters.
Yeah.
Also, no offense to these actors, but I didn't think like their singing voices blew me out of the water.
Yeah. I didn't know what we were supposed to get from it.
Exactly. It was interesting.
Which, like, a short is hard to do. It's hard to convey, like, a lot in a short.
I think it's so impressive when you can do it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad. I just wouldn't have been like, oh, that was, like, after we watched it, I was like, okay, well, I felt like we kind of, like, wasted 17 minutes of our lives. But
it was fun. I watched it during, like, a lunch break. It was funny. It was quippy. Like, it's very interesting. And when I went to that Jane Austen talk, she was explaining, she was like, actually, a lot of men wouldn't really know what periods were. Like, why would they? And I was like, valid, I guess. And like, until you like start, like, you get married and you start having children, like, why would they care?
But even now, I mean, even today, I would say, like, men are still, like, there's still stigma around periods. For some reason, men are still kind of uncomfortable.
And, like, unaware. I think I told you, I won't say their name, but a friend, when I was pulled up, like, the Care and Keeping of You, the American Girl doll book, and you know how they have that iconic thing where I was like, this is how I learned how to, like, use a tampon. And he saw the image and he was like, that's how women use tampons? And I was like, what did you think they did?
Yeah.
And he grew up with brothers, like, obviously he had a mom, but he was just like, I just didn't think about it. And I was like, I guess, why would you? And that sometimes makes me mad.
And even, like, today, TMI, but I thought I started my period at work, and I was like, God, that'd be really embarrassing. And I was just like, why would it though? Like, really? It's not like I peed myself.
You know what I think? I think about a lot, even when we were in the office together, or like when you're in middle school and like your tampon or your pad would fall out of your bag.
Yeah.
Or like I would always shove it up my sleeve. Mm-hmm. And it's like, why? Why am I doing that? Or when people act like a tampon or a pad, like, oh, it's so disgusting. It's like, it's basically toilet paper if it's not been used. Like, you know what I mean?
I hate the hate against pads. I don't get it.
I personally don't like them, but I don't hate them. But, I mean, it's whatever's your comfort. Whatever goes with your flow.
Literally.
There we go. Whatever. Wow, hire me always. But anyways, but I thought it was
enough of our period talk.
Yeah, I thought it was
the Care and Keeping of You.
There we go. And we're not ashamed. I'll never be ashamed.
Yeah, period. That's on period.
Period. Anyways, so yeah, that was fun. Give it a little look-see if you want.
Well, I want to talk about something not as fun.
Okay.
But now it's a little fun.
Okay.
But at times it's not fun.
Okay.
And I can't
roller coaster
believe
of expectation.
I cannot believe you've not heard of this. It's crazy. I feel like it's all anybody ever talks about.
Monkey, no. I think we're on different algorithms, which
but
is
it's
good
not
for
an algorithm. It's like, no, sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you.
It's not an algorithm.
It's not. It's very famous. Like they talked about it. Not to keeping. They talked about it on SNL this weekend. Like it was the whole thing. But Punch the Monkey.
Okay.
I want it because we haven't talked about him yet, and I just feel like I need to bring him up because there's a cute little update with him.
Who is he?
He is a baby orphan macaque monkey.
Macaw? No, that's a bird.
No, I think it's pronounced macaque.
Okay.
He's a little baby monkey, Punch the baby monkey, from Japan.
Oh, his name is Punch? I thought you were about to tell me something about people punching monkeys. Okay.
No, his name is Punch.
Okay.
Punch the baby monkey. And he was abandoned by... I will cry talking about this. I'm not joking. It's been a whole thing. Like, every day, I'm just constantly, like, looking at videos, reading articles about him, things that are ruining my life. And Matthew's like, stop. Like, you have to stop.
Oh, no.
He's like, it's going to be okay. Like, Punch will be okay. But he was abandoned by his mother after his birth, and so zookeepers at this zoo in Japan nursed him and gave him this little plush orangutan toy because it's like supposed to train him to cling.
Yeah.
But he became emotionally attached to it, and it's like it's bigger than him, so he drags it behind him everywhere.
No.
And it's like I literally might cry.
I'm gonna cry you telling me.
No,
about
it's
this.
so cute, but so this part like. Oh my God, Alexa. So he brings it everywhere with him for comfort. And at first, like, so he's in the zoo now with the monkeys, like the other monkeys. And at first the monkeys were all rejecting him. Some of them were like literally pushing him away, shoving him. Like I was feeling homicidal towards these monkeys. Like I wanted, like we needed to do something about this. Cause like this was like, like it was so evil. It was making me so upset.
Monkeys are mean.
And he would like, so whenever they'd like push him away or be mean to him, he'd like go and hug his plushie for comfort. It was so sad. He's the cutest little monkey. It's so sad. But I have a bittersweet update.
Okay.
He's starting to abandon his plush because he's starting to like, it's a good thing. He's like adapting to the monkeys and they're like playing with him and he's getting groomed. In the monkey world, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
And they're hugging him and like he's learning the rules of monkey society.
And
he's being like, he's, you know, being accepted by the other monkeys.
Perfect premise for a children's book if we didn't already have Curious George. Which isn't necessarily the premise, but it's like, well, we already got one kid monkey.
Don't you think they'll make a movie out of it?
I could see that. They're gonna monetize something. I mean, his name is Punch. It's perfect.
Yeah, and he's at the zoo, so people go and see him. And I'm really jealous because, like, people will be at the thing and they see him come out and he's dragging the plush. Like, can you imagine seeing both Punch and his plush?
I think I would kill myself from cuteness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I wanted to out of well, I just was so upset when I was watching the videos. Like, it was making me really, really upset. And you know me, I'm not like you. Like, I'm not, like, attached to animals like that.
Okay.
I'm joking. If you had seen this, Alexa, I think, you know what? I think it didn't reach your algorithm because
they knew I couldn't handle it.
They knew you couldn't handle it.
Yeah, that would be not good for me.
Because it ruined my life.
Yeah. Well, I love little animals. That's
I know
so
you
cute.
do. I was saying I don't. I'm just kidding. I don't not love little animals. I just... You know, I'm not as, like, emotionally attached to them.
Yeah.
Well, I love pets.
Yeah.
But I don't cry if I see, like, an animal die in a movie. No, I do. What am I saying? I,
like, don't even watch nature documentaries anymore because I can't see, like, how cruel the real world is for them. That's why... Okay, so this reminds me of... Do you know what guinea hens are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my parents in our neighborhood, like our neighbors used to have them, they had this little guinea hen tribe.
Yeah.
And then all of the guinea hens in the tribe died except for one. So then they got more guinea hens. But this one that was there previously is now an outsider. So they wouldn't let him into the pack. So he would just be like kind of on his own.
Okay,
and then
I'm upset.
No, this is crazy. Then at one point, like the people who owned them came up and they saw that the other guinea hens were trying to drown the old guinea hen in the pond. And they had to run over and like save it. Like they were like holding him down, committing murder.
Oh my God. But
Chicken
maybe
murder.
he was a jerk. Maybe it was like he was
a little jerk chicken.
Maybe he was a creep towards the women.
Maybe. I don't know.
And we wouldn't know.
Yeah, that's true. We don't know the dynamics of chicken culture.
I think my
guinea hen.
I think my in-laws have guineas.
Probably. They're great for
yeah, I
like,
think those are guineas.
They eat all the bugs and the ticks and stuff. They're just really it's
that
sad.
bothers me. I don't like it.
Yeah, and that's also why
there's a lot of things that happen in the chicken world that we do not accept as humans, but
that's true. But also
pretty
like,
upsetting to watch, actually.
I don't really like going to zoos and stuff anymore because I get sad. Like seeing
I know, it is sad.
Especially when it's like monkeys and stuff like that because you just look in their eyes and you're just like, oh, you're like a person.
Sometimes I'll just be like on the trampoline at Matthew's parents' house and I'm just watching like the most horrifying thing happen over with the chickens and I just stop jumping and I'm like, what
You're just like, I'm just like picturing your field of view. It's like coming...
Yeah.
It's like literally a Julius Caesar moment is happening with the chickens and you're just like bouncing, catching little bits of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, in the dinosaur documentary I'm watching,
yeah.
it's the one on Netflix. And yes, I don't know if they're using AI, but it's obviously
yeah.
they're not real dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It is kind of an interesting documentary though. But they show these little babies they're born and then immediately start running for their lives while he's the apex predator. I forgot what type he is, but they're chasing them and they kill them right in front of our eyes right after they were born. And they're not real, but I was still upset because I felt bad for them. They were born into fear. Like Bane or something.
Aren't
like,
we all?
It's so scary.
If you think about it, being born is really scary.
Yeah, but we don't remember.
Thank God.
But they are, not only are they scared while being born, then as soon as they're born, they have to start running for their lives. And then they're watching their brothers and sisters get killed. And so the storyline is like one of them survives and she's like hiding. She's like Nemo. Aww. It's like quite sad.
Oh.
Anyway, that's Punch the Monkey. I just had that nice, it's a happy update. He's starting to abandon his little toy, but that's a good thing.
I love that for him. I hope he makes lots of friends. I hope he becomes the Regina George of monkeys. Just kidding.
Yes. Maybe. He's starting to grow too.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
Not as little anymore, but
that's
I just
exciting.
noticed that. I was like, he looks bigger.
Oh, cute. Okay, so I just want to get into How to Get to Heaven from Belfast. Actually, this is one of those shows we were talking about where I was like, why is this the name? It's too many words. How to Get to Heaven from Belfast could have been a punchier name.
I also thought this was a very old movie, and I don't know why.
Oh, interesting.
It sounds like an old movie title, How to Get to Heaven from Belfast. Maybe
right,
I'm thinking
probably because it's so long.
But maybe I'm thinking of just the movie Belfast.
Oh, maybe. Which I always meant to see. I heard it was very good.
I think you would like that.
You didn't like it?
Never saw it.
Oh, okay. But basically, I was really excited because it's from the creator of Dairy Girls. Her name is Lisa McGee. I think that's how you say it.
It sounds like a fake name when someone's like, Pants McGee.
It like just came out of my mouth and it made me like stop for a second.
Her name was Lisa McGee.
The way we looked at each other.
It's not funny if it's really your name.
Yeah, that's her legal name. Anyways, and I've seen
Belfast McGee over here.
Yeah. He's like, I'm just Irish, you guys. I love Dairy Girls. I've seen it 3 or 4 times now. I got Chris into it. My dad and I watched it. It is one of my favorite shows. It is so funny.
My dad loves it.
It is so fresh. It's so original. I watched her. She was a writer on a show before this. It was like a British show, I think, about like chefs. I forget the name of it now. So I watched part of that. And that was also funny, but Dairy Girls is definitely like peak. And so I was just like really, really excited that she was coming out with something new. And I was like, oh, and it's going to be like a little comedy murder mystery. I was like, perfect.
No.
Chris and I watched the whole thing, and I could tell each time we were like, well, we're this far in. We're just going to watch it.
What's it about?
So basically, it focuses on these 3 friends from childhood, and they're now adults, and they're investigating the death of their like 4th friend from childhood that they haven't seen in like 20 years or something.
Is it a drama or a comedy?
Both.
Okay.
It's kind of like a...
Sorry if you said that already.
Only murders in that way. Like it's like a murder mystery comedy.
Okay.
But they all have like this secret that they keep alluding to from back when they were kids that has to do with this girl who's died. And so it's just like it didn't know what it wanted to be almost. And that was like, there were a couple of lines that were very like funny or whatever. But overall, like the plot, towards the end, I was like, I don't care about the mystery anymore. Like, I don't actually care about like what's going on with whatever cult they're involved in or why she didn't die or whatever. And so they also brought back Saoirse, I forget her last name, but she plays the main character in Dairy Girls. And they brought her back for this role that was one of the most annoying. It's literally like you can tell that this person is writing a Gen Z person and it's an older person doing it. So she's supposed to be like part of this group of like underground people that help like women escape bad situations. She's always like eating candy. She's always wearing like rainbow hair stuff. And she's always like, don't worry, babes. She says babes so much. I told Chris, I was like, I started saying babes in my head after every she says it after every sentence. And so I think they really did a disservice because I love her as an actress. She was also in the Decameron. I thought she was very funny in that. She was pitch perfect. And this, I was just like, you just didn't know what you were writing. There was like the funniest line of the show, I think she did say, it really made me laugh, where they were talking about how, I guess, like she was supposed to be keeping this hostage or whatever. And they made a phone call and they were like, I can't believe you didn't disconnect the landline. And she was like, I didn't know what it was. And I was like, okay, that was kind of funny. And that's pretty much it. Like, I just didn't, there was like this romance between one of the characters and the cop. And it's interesting because the 3 characters, you can tell that they are very similar to the characters in Derry Girls. It's almost as if the Derry Girls characters grew up and we took one away, you know? But like in different ways. It's like they're all mixed up in them. And I just like, again, with Derry Girls, it was so fresh, and I loved Derry Girls. They used a lot of like 90s pop music in it in a way that was really great. And in this, they did the same thing with like early 2000s music, where I was like, well, you already did this. So it doesn't feel as fresh as it did in Derry Girls, you know? And so I think like, but I think she does Ireland so well. She does Irish, like the weird idioms, the like funny, like idiosyncrasies or whatever of the culture and the people. Like she picks up on that very well, but it was just like the plot wasn't there. Like I just didn't care about the romance, and then they set it up for a second season. Like they solved the crime, and then there was like, oh, now there's like the last scene is just like, oh, and we're not going to get involved in this other thing that we found, and fade to black.
You know what's cringe is like when it does set up for a second season, but it doesn't get picked up.
Yeah.
And not when it sucks when it's a show that everyone's like, oh, this was good and it got canceled too soon. But it's like cringe when you're like, this shouldn't get a second season.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't get picked up.
Yeah, that is cringe.
Yikers.
But I'm shocked because it got such good reviews.
Really?
Like, everyone was like, this is such a fun show. And again, my British podcast, they were saying the same thing. They were like, this got incredible reviews. I couldn't get past the like first 2 episodes. They were like, it wasn't funny. It just didn't know what it wanted to be.
Yeah.
And I just was like, I'm good on this, I think.
Yeah.
It did have, Chris looked it up. It's this one actress. He was like, she's the 33rd most famous actress in Ireland, is what it says on her Wikipedia page.
Wow.
I can't say her name. I'll be honest. I was looking up the cast.
I thought you were like hiding it. I'm like, why?
No, it's just like, because it's all
She's
like,
famous.
they're very Irish names. We were looking
Yeah.
up the cast, and Chris and I were doing this thing where I'd be like, how do you think this is said?
Yeah.
And then he would say it, and then I'd pull up the pronunciation. I'd be like, crazy.
That's
the
like
Irish
me
are out here.
knowing how to say Donal, but everyone's like, it's Donald Gleeson. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
Donal.
You're good at that. You corrected Chris, I think, recently.
Did
I do
I?
love the name Saoirse, though.
I do too, but it's really hard for me to say.
I can't look at how it's spelled. If I look
Yeah.
at how it's like quinoa.
Yeah.
I can't look at how you spell quinoa and then say the word quinoa. I can't look at a Saoirse and say Saoirse, but if I just say it, then I'm good.
Yeah, sir.
I want to say soirées when I see it.
I want to say Swarsha.
Which makes sense. It's close.
Swarsha.
Saoirse. But anyway, so that's how To Get to Heaven from Belfast. I mean, half of that was just me saying the title, honestly.
Yeah. It's a
And
long
it's-
title. We gotta shorten those.
And it's like the title makes sense, but it's like you could have.
It feels like
It's too much.
yeah.
Derry Girls, perfect. That's all you needed. How to Get to Heaven from Belfast? It's half the alphabet. We're good.
Too much.
Yeah. But so I want to get into, okay, I never really listened to Call Her Daddy. I haven't listened to in a while, but she had a big person on that I'm into, Sarah J. Maas. And I mean, it was popping off. I think it's like a very highly listened episode. I was kind of shocked. I was like, I don't know if she's had other authors on her.
Yeah. Or have you even seen her do an interview?
Sarah J. Maas?
Yeah.
She's done like the normal like literary,
Oh, okay.
like, you know, when she has a book out and she's whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't really like watch those. And I will say I kind of wish I hadn't listened to the interview because I'm like, oh, now when I read the books, I'm going to be thinking about you a little bit differently. And it's not that she was bad. I was just like, I don't know. I was like, oh, you're like a little bit cringe. Like your jokes are a little interesting.
Really?
But I do love like A Court of Thorns and Roses and stuff like that. But I'm also kind of like, okay, I can see like why you like I can see how she seems like her humor is very pretty popular girl humor a little bit. And she talks about that too. She's like, I was very like, you know, I was very popular, like well loved in school. And she was like, but then I would like rush home and like go write my fantasy series or whatever when she was in school. And
What does she look like? I don't even know.
she's very pretty.
I'm picturing her looking like Stephanie Meyer. I don't know why.
She's like, I don't know if you'd say brunette. I guess she's blonde. I don't know what color hair you actually would say that. But like she was talking about like they did like a fuck, marry, kill or whatever of some of her like main characters or something like that. And she was like, whichever one farts the least. She was like, I'm at the
Ew.
stage in my life. She was like, I share a life with a husband who farts a lot or something like that. Where I was just like, oh, interesting. And she started out, I thought this was a really strange way to start out the interview. Like Alex asked her a question And she basically was talking about how, like, she's just so exhausted or something because she was trying to, like, write her novel, but her husband was, like, taking a nap, so her kids were, like, running around, and she was like, I need to get it through to my husband. Like, this is not, like, nap time. This is, like... And I'm like, that is kind of crazy considering I think you're probably...
He sounds like kind of a loser just from the two things I've heard about
Yeah, but what's crazy is she says... At one point, I read an interview. This is also what's strange. I read an interview with her once where she said Rhysand, her like the biggest like love character that she has, like really put her on the map. I feel like for like romanticy interests.
Yeah.
She always says she's like, well, he's based on my husband, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't think he would be sleeping while your kids run around.
Also, didn't she just say it's the one who, you know.
And it also made me, like, mad for her because I'm like, I'm pretty sure you're bringing in millions to this household. You're actually upholding an entire, like, publishing, arm. So I think maybe he shouldn't be taking the naps. He should let you finish the novels.
He should never take naps.
They asked her, like, Alex asked her, like, who, you know, what famous people, like, are you surprised that read your book? And I knew she was going to say this because I heard Margot Robbie talking about recently about how much she loved A Throne of Glass, A Court of Thorns and Roses, and that she read them like twice. And she was like, yeah, now like we text and we're like, she was like, and it's crazy. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people, there was some backlash from this interview because, as we all know, when people go on Call Her Daddy, it's not like hard-hitting, like, I'm going to ask you the tough questions. Sarah J. Maas does have some controversies around her that people are upset about. And I find them very interesting because sometimes it's hard to do the research on it because it's not, I don't want to minimize any of this, but also some of it I'm like, this is interesting. And people are like, nobody pressed her on any of this, which I will say this would have been a great time to address some of these things. But the first thing was that people really didn't appreciate that when Breonna Taylor was killed, I'm not laughing. This is like, it's just so uncomfortable that she did this.
Yeah.
So she posted, this was back in like 2021, I think. It was like a post of a cover reveal for her new book. She said, in case you missed it, here's the reveal earlier. Here's A Court of Silver Flames cover. I hope it's a bit of light for you guys today, giving the appalling lack of justice for Breonna Taylor and a president doing his best to undermine and destroy our democracy. And while I'm truly thrilled for you guys to read Nesta and Cassian's book in February, and I love this artwork so much. Thank you at whoever did it. I also want to encourage each of you to get out there and vote this November. Vote for people who will protect and nurture our democracy. Vote for people who recognize and will fight the racial injustice in this country. Vote for people who will battle climate change and pull our planet back from the brink. Vote, 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 because
kitchen sink here.
Yes.
So great. I mean, sure. Two separate posts, you know?
Yes, that's what people said. They were like, okay, so you brought Breonna Taylor into this book promotion post, like your book promotion post. And it's like...
And also climate change. She had a lot going on in that post.
Yeah, but they're like, if you really wanted to, like, honor her death, why wouldn't you just, like, make another post?
Yeah.
And she never took it down. Some people said she did, but I still found the post. So I'm like, I don't think she did. And so that's the first thing.
Yeah.
The second thing
that's weird.
Yeah. People also and this I'm kind of like whatever about. People think that she doesn't represent like enough like people of color or that they are portrayed in ways that feel like racially motivated or whatever. And sometimes I don't disagree, but also I'm like, okay, well, you got to come at other fantasy people too.
You got to come at other fantasy people, but also, I mean, this is one author, and if she doesn't have, like, okay, you can say that about TV shows, because we should be like, oh, we should have more representation, like writer representation on shows. But, I mean, she maybe wouldn't be able to write that experience as well. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm not making sense, but...
Or people will say, like, the descriptions are, like, harmful. And so let me know if people think that this is wrong. But, like, one of the examples I found was, like, she described a character as having, like, bark-like skin or something. And I was like, I think it's because, like, they're a fairy.
I was going to say, maybe they're a tree person.
I don't remember. Like, I don't know who it is. I think it's more
is she writing diverse like characters, or are they saying there's not enough diversity in her
I think
stories?
there's not enough diversity, or if there is diversity, they think she's using racial tropes when she's portraying those people. Okay. And
bark-like skin. I'm wondering, like, if there's more context to that. Like,
yeah. And I think maybe there was like stuff from like, I haven't read Throne of Glass or whatever, and I'm like, you know what, also, not that this is an excuse, but she started writing that when she was 16 and was like self-publishing it, but also
I think it sounds like a tree person.
I'm like, I think this is just like a problem in fantasy writing and stuff that like we have to address. So again, let me know if I'm missing context. But this last one is interesting, and I'm curious your thoughts. So I had seen recently, they were like, that nobody addressed the fact that she's a Zionist, is what people have said. I'm always like, wait, what? And I finally like got the context on this, but people believe that Sarah J. Maas is Jewish, and in an article in 2016, she talked about how she went on her birthright trip, how much she loved Israel, how much she would go back, and she was talking about being proud of her grandmother, who was a volunteer member of Israeli occupation forces. So basically like the Israeli like army.
Well, all women had to be, I think.
Yeah, but she was talking about how she was proud of her grandmother for doing that. And so since then, she said nothing to address these claims. She said nothing on Israel versus Palestine. She said nothing about like whether or not, I guess, she is a Zionist or whatever. And so that is one of the things where I'm like, that would be, if people are like, why wouldn't you be, if you didn't feel that way, why wouldn't you address that? Why wouldn't you come out
Maybe
and be
she does feel that, like, you know, because I wonder, sometimes it's interesting. I think people are like, speak out about it. I'm like, you might not want them to.
Right, exactly.
Because they might not feel like, you might not hear what you think you're going to hear.
Right.
She may still feel that way.
Yeah.
And then I think she just shouldn't say anything.
Exactly. But like, and that's why I think people are like, I think she does feel that way. Cause that's probably why she isn't. But people are like.
But I'm saying to talk about, if they're waiting for her to talk about it on Call Her Daddy. First of all, I don't want to hear what Alex has to talk. Like, I don't know if Alex is the right person to talk to her about that.
No, but it is kind of like the perfect opportunity to like address some of these things, to like get it out. But
I don't know.
I think maybe she just didn't want to talk. I don't know. And the interview, like, overall was interesting. Like, I was like, oh, I guess Alex really like reads these books. Like, she knew a lot about them and was asked. But I always think it's funny when people like, and not just Alex Cooper, but like interviewers in general, they'll be like, even with like people, the movies are coming out, they're like, okay, so like, do we then they'll tell them, like, they'll be like, what do you think about like this fan theory? How accurate is it? And they're always just like, they're like, and Sarah J. Maas was kind of like, it was just cringy the way she was answering a little bit, where she's just like, where are you guys getting this stuff? Like, this is crazy. And it's like, girl, online. What do you mean?
Yeah.
And it's also like, what do you expect them to answer? Like, they can't say anything.
Yeah, I hate those questions. It's such a cheap thing to do. It's like, you want them to give spoilers? What are you talking about?
Yeah. And here's my other qualm. So she hasn't come out with another book in the series since 2021. She's coming out with 2. One's in October and one's in January. It's the next 2 books in the series. And she was saying that basically they're supposed to be read as one long book, but she was like, there's not enough glue in the publishing industry to like hold this many pages together. And that just makes me think of when they come out with a series and they're like, part 1. And now you have to subscribe to Netflix for part 2. I'm like, I don't know. Alchemized was 1,000 pages, and they just made the pages thinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely a marketing thing.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
They could put it in one book.
Yeah, they could. I mean, I will be buying and reading
Also,
them,
I mean, if it was that situation, just release them at the same time.
Yeah.
If there really was not enough glue.
Yeah, I'm like, I think we could do it. I think someone could figure that out.
Also, to keep it to spread it out that much.
Yeah.
It's like October to January.
Yeah. But I also think that it's interesting. So she was talking about, and I was listening to a Rebecca Yarros interview too, where she did Fourth Wing. But I think about this with artists in general, where like, I think about like even like with like J.K. Rowling, who is now canceled. But I remember thinking about this when I was younger, where it's like, you started this series unknown. You're halfway through. biggest series in the world. Everyone's looking at every line, whatever. The amount of pressure I would feel.
I know.
I'd be like, actually, I would pull a George R. R. Martin. I'd be like,
never mind.
Nope, you're not
I'll
getting the next
yeah.
one. Sorry, I physically can't do it.
I'd be like, I'm sick.
Yeah, oopsies. Actually, writer's block. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys. And it's like, that, I just can't imagine that amount of pressure. I almost feel like if I were to write a series, I'd just have to write it all before it came out. And it's like, it either succeeds or fails. But otherwise, like, God, I just can't, I don't know.
It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I think even if she did address those things on Call Her Daddy, Alex would be like, so can like what like ask her to address that thing, and then she would say something interesting that could be followed up, and Alex would be like, so she just wouldn't even.
That is like, I hadn't listened.
Terrible at follow up questions.
Yes, I hadn't listened in a while, and it was so strange because I was like, oh, it feels like a very choppy conversation.
Because that's how you know that the questions are pre-approved, because sometimes they'll say things that it's like, please follow up on that.
Yeah.
And she doesn't.
Right.
She just goes on. She has the opportunity to ask to get so much more juice and details.
Yeah.
And she just moves on. It blows my mind. But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So anyways, that was... I give it a listen if you're a fan of her. It was I enjoyed listening to it, I will say. And like, I couldn't do what she's doing. So even though like I was a little critical of her, like I do think like she has done something really impressive. And I think like she was saying, I think that this is actually a good point. She's like, how come when people think that it's smut, it's not valuable anymore? She was like, I write my characters having sex because people have sex. She's like, why are we avoiding that?
I think it's the word smut. I think we've got to stop with that stupid word.
Smut is applied to things for women.
Yeah.
When it's men, it's like fantasy, like porn or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I think like she brought this up a little bit, but I was thinking about it, where it's like people are saying that, you know, because of the romanticy, whatever, it's bringing like reading value down. But also I'm like, nobody's saying this about, fucking James Patterson has 1,000 books out. I'm sure they're not all like, you know, pinnacles of the genre. So I don't know. Anyways, so that was that. I was interested, and I will be purchasing those books and reading them.
Good.
So I'll keep you guys updated.
Great. Can't wait.
Yeah.
That sounded sarcastic, but
you're like, cannot wait. It sounds awesome. But anyways, so as you guys know, the Oscars are next week. Which will also be, we'll be going into our 3rd year of doing this together.
Wow.
That's crazy. Which also means you should share with at least 3 people.
Yeah.
There we go. 3 years in.
Referral bonus.
Yeah, referral bonus. We have nothing to give you. Except for our
love.
Our love and our Poppies. So every year, we do the Poppies, because, you know, we're popping in. And it's basically like our Oscars categories. And what we're going to do is we're going to tell you our categories. We're going to tell you 2 nominees. And you got to tune in next week to see who won.
Along with the actual Oscars.
Oh, yeah. We're going to cover the real Oscars wins. And you're going to find out who wins our Oscars competition.
This time next week we'll know. Doesn't that make you so scared?
You seem really nervous about... I mean,
I'm really nervous.
I lost 2 years in a row, so... It won't be anything.
I thought you won last year.
No, the Emmys. I won the Emmys. You won because you have to bring the trophy back for the next person.
So much pressure. Really?
Molly, I've told you this 3 times.
I
have.
Nuh-uh.
And I literally...
You have not told me that once, Alexa. I'm being dead serious.
You were like, I didn't know I had to bring it back. And I was like,
I said that just now.
Yeah, you said it the last time,
2 seconds ago. No, I did. You're making that up.
I'm not.
I don't mind bringing it back. I just think you're lying. I've never heard you say that. I think you're thinking of trivia.
No, I'm not, but it's okay. Anyways, yeah. So Molly's the reigning queen right now, but it's a tough year. Really, it could be anybody's game. I don't know.
That's cute that I have to bring the statue back.
Yeah.
I wish I had known that.
You did.
I didn't. You've never said this.
When I got the statue last year, I was like, it's something that, like, you bring it back.
Oh, my God. A year ago?
But also, I also did mention it 3 months ago as well.
Alexa.
I've been peppering it in.
I did not hear it 3 months ago. You may have said that last year, and that's possible because I wouldn't remember that. But 3 months ago, you did not say it. You said it to Chris.
No.
The other person you talk to.
Yeah, the only other person.
Maybe
I talk
Poe?
to. No. I'm sitting here, I'm like, Poe, let me tell you the dynamics of our Oscars. Actually, yeah, I
Yes,
probably
you
would.
do.
But anyways, so that'll be exciting. Find out who won. Let us know your predictions.
We have a really good prize, too.
Yeah, we do. We'll tell you guys what it is. You got to tune in. But for the Poppies.
So here are Poppies nominations.
The nominees are.
I think I would actually be a really good Oscars announcer.
I think
Please
you would
hire
too.
me.
I told you you'd be a good voice, like a good AI voice. So I think that would translate to Oscars announcing. Yeah.
Best Crash Landing Fall. I was trying to do it.
And now picture like we're showing like clips from the film.
And it's just two things. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
2 nominations. So here are the nominees.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another. Remember when we have to probably explain them too.
Yeah.
We'll explain the scenes.
Yeah.
He falls.
Yeah.
He falls off the roof.
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet, Marty Supreme.
Yeah.
If you've seen it, you know what.
You know which one. We don't want to
about.
spoil it for you. Yeah. Okay. Best agonizing whale. We have Rose Byrne, and If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Honestly, I think she has a few whales throughout.
Yeah, I was actually trying to think of a specific whale.
Probably when she's just she's screaming at a lot of people, and it felt good watching her do it.
Yeah.
Jessie Buckley in Hamnet.
We all know, yeah.
Yeah, we know what
she
whale.
has a pretty crazy whale.
It's a pretty.
Again, people are shitting on that scene too.
Yeah.
Please stop. You know it's good acting.
It
Let's
is good
just
acting.
stop. Best twin acting. Dylan O'Brien, Twinless. Michael B. Jordan, Sinners. So I realized, can I explain that one really quick?
Oh, sorry, yeah. I don't know why I was doing like Conehead sounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
That movie. Just kidding. I think this was a really in a way there were a lot of twins this year.
There were.
But these were the only I thought about doing Robert Pattinson and Mickey 17, but they weren't twins.
Oh, true. Are we in our Twinaissance?
We are.
I feel like as a culture we go
this
through
past
these.
year there were a ton.
Yeah.
What else? There were so
as
many
a former
others.
twin, I'm about it. You know.
Yeah, Cynthia Erivo played twins in.
Oh yeah.
Poker Face. There was another show that you watched where there were twins.
Oh, you.
Yes, and she played twins.
Yeah.
And there's so many other movies I feel like where two people played one person.
And I'm into it because sometimes people do really well and sometimes people don't.
Both of these were really good.
Lindsay Lohan, best twin acting I've ever seen. Until I was probably 12 years old, I thought that there were two of her. I remember saying to my dad, wow, you never see her sister doing much. And that's when he...
Who do you think she was?
I don't know. And I just remember him looking at me like at the dinner table and he was like, well, Alexa. And my dad's telling me this, of all people. He was like, she doesn't have a sister.
How old were you?
Like 12.
At 12, you were saying you don't see her doing much.
I didn't get out of the house much, okay? There was no, the internet wasn't well, no, it was on the internet, but...
Who was your favorite, Annie or Hallie? You liked Annie.
I liked Hallie, because I've related more to Hallie.
You look like Hallie right now.
Yeah. I was like, I would wear a flannel and, fuck some shit up.
You do, but I feel like British.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's tough. That's why I love that they're really me if I were twins. It's my two selves.
Yeah, that's so true. I think I was more like Annie, but I wanted to be Hallie.
Okay, I could see that, yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next category is Best Bald. So we have Emma Stone in Begonia. If you don't know, it's on the cover poster. She shaves her head. And then we have Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon, a great toupee piece. The great balding. They really did it well. I've never been less attracted to him.
Yeah.
So we'll see who
I've
wins.
never been less attracted to him.
Yeah. The scalps were out.
I just saw him in an interview. I wasn't the video, but it was two side by side. It was his quote. And he was doing some interview where he was asked, does he eat in bed? Does he eat food in bed? And he was like, I eat in bed, but not food. I was like, okay, Ethan, Jesus. Okay.
Interesting.
Your daughter could be watching this.
She probably is. Multiple daughters. He has multiple daughters.
I know, but.
Yeah. We're thinking of the one. Okay.
Okay. Best meme.
Yes.
This is memes from movies in the past year. So Frankenstein, a leaf for me.
Iconic.
I think I do it very good.
Yeah. A leaf for me.
And then the weapons.
No run. Yeah. Honestly, that was pretty iconic. I love that.
Yeah.
Great film. If you haven't seen it.
That is a good film.
I don't think Amy Madigan should win, but you know.
I don't, but I was thinking about it. I've gone so back and forth with it because I'm like, what? But then I think about her acting in it, and I remember seeing it for the first time and being like, wow, this is a really good performance.
Yeah, that is true.
Particularly in her first scene in the movie when she's in the principal's office.
She does make the movie. The principal's office one is so good.
Yeah, like her acting in that scene is really good.
A touch of consumption. What?
Yeah.
Okay. The next one is Best Getaway Driver. So we have Benicio del Toro in One Battle After Another. Can't just DUIing it up.
A few. What does he say? I've had a few.
Yeah.
Like a few what? A few beers.
Yeah. And Tyler, the Creator, and Marty Supreme. He
also a great one.
Yeah. This is going to be a tough category. I don't know what's going to win.
I like the scene where the car is moving and they both get out and start dancing next to it. I think that's a fun scene.
That is fun. I mean, he does the best that he can in the situation that Marty puts him in. So
that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Best pet acting.
Yeah.
The hawk from Hamnet.
Great job. I mean, fantastic. I cried when that hawk. Well,
why do I not? Oh yeah. The dog from Marty Supreme.
Yeah.
Also, you probably almost cried.
Yeah, I told you I almost texted you in all caps being like, you didn't tell me. And I'm going to spoil it. The dog doesn't die. You need to know.
Okay.
Not you, but like
yes,
the people need to know.
I had an alternative nomination for that one.
Yeah.
The hamster from If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You.
Honestly, that hamster did a great job.
Great acting.
Yeah.
He was annoying.
That was a shocking scene.
God, that scene stressed me out. Not even before the crazy part.
Yeah. All the decisions being made in that scene were just so awful.
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah. So, and then our last one is Best Property Porn. So we have The Roses. The house that they build is literally like the most stunning house you'll ever see. And it was built on a set, which is crazy. And then Wake Up Dead Man. Every house in Chimney Rock.
Oh, I forgot that's the town name. Yes.
From the town name to the styling of the houses.
Kerry Washington's house. Love her house. But also the church.
Yeah. I was like, I want to live in all these little places.
Yeah.
If you guys have any thoughts on these, let us know. But tune in next week to see what wins.
Yeah.
I actually don't know.
We do know. Because we'll pick them.
Well, we will know.
Yeah. Well, it's up to the voters.
Yeah.
AKA us.
We're a democratic podcast.
Yes.
Between the two of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways. So next week, we're very excited. Come back for our Oscars discussion. It's our favorite time of year.
Favorite season.
Yeah, we're going to be doing food. What?
I thought about Catherine O'Hara and I got sad.
Oh. I thought you were sad about the Oscars. Okay.
No.
But that's fair. Yeah, we're going to be doing some Oscars-themed food. We're going to be doing some Oscars-themed drinks. And we're going to be shocked and awed.
Can I tell you that's like my favorite part of the whole night is us like bringing food and naming it.
And like people need to know, we started thinking of these names months.
Yes.
As soon as they announce the like potential nominees.
Oh yeah.
We pull up a little notes app. We're like, what can we do? Pigs in a blanket. How can we get this going?
Yes.
And I think we've really outdone ourselves this year.
I'm so excited. Far. I'm really worried something's like terrible is going to happen the next few days that causes us to not be able to have this party. These are things that go through my head.
I think about it a lot too, actually.
Yeah.
I think actually if something happened and I were sick, I'd be like, I'll just sit in this corner with a mask on.
What are you more excited about, this or your wedding? Just kidding.
Well, my wedding is currently stressing me out, so probably
the
this.
Oscars party.
I don't have to do
We're all
anything.
contributing.
Yeah, it's a potluck party. My wedding is going to cost me billions of dollars. So, you know.
Oh.
But also will be nice.
It will.
It'll be lovely. I'll be excited for the day of the wedding.
Won't have the Oscars-themed snacks, though.
Yeah, we won't have pigs in a blanket, sadly.
Don't spoil it.
I already said that. We do it every year.
Okay. And I'm sure you can guess what we'll be calling them this year, but I always try to do a little fun name. What were they last year?
I don't know.
Oh, well.
Anyways, as always.
I know what they were. It was Amelia's. No, not Amelia. Sorry. No. Honora's Coney Island.
Oh, yeah.
Dogs or something like that.
Cute. Anyways, hope you guys share this with fellow movie lovers, fellow TV watchers. Hope you share it with your Oscars.
Hope you share it with your baby monkeys.
Yeah. Give Punch some love for us. But we'll see you next. Okay. Never mind. I'm losing it. I'm losing my. We'll see you next time, you guys. Bye.